Welcome back to Railroads Online. I am Rever, and I thought, of all the times we start out looking at something that's interesting, I thought this is what this game really is, looking at trees. No, I'm just kidding. But we are in the middle of the woods for a reason. So since the last episode, let's take a look at a map. I have delivered some stuff up to the iron mine. I did an extra run or two to the coal mine, but it really doesn't hold much at the coal mine, like 20 beams and 50 what do you call it? 50 what is the other thing the coal mine needs? Oh, rails. That's right. So 50 rails and 20 beams. So I filled that kind of up. We're ready to go as far as picking some of it up, but we need to take it someplace, and that place is the ironworks. So that's why we're standing here. I'm kind of blocking it, but off to this side here where I'm facing, you can see that hill. So what I thought is, well, at this point, I'm not going to worry about trying to connect from the coal mine directly to the ironworks, though we may make that attempt one day. What I'm going to do is just have it be a big, huge loop, even though it's terribly inefficient. Plus, we also do need to get things from the sawmill down to the oil field and the refinery. So there'll be plenty to do. So what I'm actually picturing we build is just straight down, and let me face that direction. Miss that mountain that will be on our left that's near the logging camp. Kind of snake down right through that valley, of course, and then head right to the ironworks first. And then we'll make a line that goes from the oil field to the refinery. And then we would tie that all together because there are things that are going to have to go. We make, in the ironworks, we're going to make steel pipes and tools. So let's see, where are we at? Oh yeah, the steel pipes need to go to the refinery, and the tools and steel pipes need to go to the oil field. So, if that makes sense, then other things are going to have to go around and back and forth. So, and then eventually we'll have to take stuff from the refinery back over to the freight depot, but that was certainly going to be something to worry about for another day. So, I hope you guys enjoy wandering through the woods at that point. But what I wanted to do was come up where we're missing this. I think, we can cut this corner right here. And I'm thinking I just try to hold that level. That level. All right, let's come out here so where we can look. And I really kind of want to maybe even lay this before I talk too much. All right, I'm just going to come here. Yeah, let's do variable grade because I want it just to be level anyway. All right, so I'm going to try to go right back down this way where we came from. Missing the most that hill. I know we could get down into that hill, but one of the reasons I'm doing this level is because if you picture I'm going to start a slight turn here. Now, a lot of this so we want to turn. All right, even more. That looks pretty good. Maybe even too much, right? Now, how does that line up with here? I'm kind of curious. I don't want to put it. Really not too bad. We might even change. Yeah, let me do this for now. I don't want to get. Yeah, let's just make this straight across there as best I can. But I don't want to mess up a train. Oh, come on, tree. All right, that's good enough. How did I just put myself in the. After all that. All right, let's try that again. There we go. Wanted to do 2 bits anyway. Is that too high? Nah, I don't think it'll mess up a train. It'd be a good experiment. This tree could go. Oh, and since I did take up some more loads, like I think it was 3 more loads up to the iron mine. Good lord. You go, buddy. You show your thing. Right, so this should be a pretty decent path. Are we facing straight down? Yeah, I mean, we might have to turn it a little bit, but I'm hoping we can go straight there. Get what I was going to about to say, but oh, so anyway, we have now this whole area could become a yard, right? And I'm going to keep that in mind as we actually build the railroad tracks. Is this is going to be probably like as central a location. I mean, I know it's not central like the freight depot, but when you think about the fact that the iron has to go to the smelter and the coal has to go to the iron works, I mean, just a lot of things are going to be happening at the sawmill. Same thing with probably down by the iron works, but that's just going to cover those 3 or 4 things. But a lot of our freight is going to come through this general area, whether it's the logs or the cordwood or, it's only the things from the refinery that don't need to come up all the way through here. So that just says to me that this is going to be a pretty busy location. And it's really not that relative to our trains. Like, it's not that big an area, right? So I could picture all these trees gone one day and, maybe some faster tracks working their way up over that hill. And then that way where we're just not going through all this stuff. Now, can you build tracks? It would be interesting if you could actually build a bridge over stuff. Like, could we come off of that hill right there high enough up that we could build a bridge over this? Maybe come down here and then join up with that track or something. Would be an interesting thought. Doesn't look like it from the bridges, but maybe that's the idea with the steel bridges. All right. So anyway, let's get on with that. So you kind of see the plan, I hope. Let's see how straight we can make this. I'm thinking of relying a little bit more on the map than I did coming down the hill, mostly because this is more navigating in somewhat open area in a sense, right? Like, in other words, it's not when we were going up over towards the coal mine or even the iron mine, it didn't have as much wiggle room. So I'm just wondering if we can make it straight down there. All right, so let's stop hitting that button and we'll hit yeah, let's do a constant grade that we can stop once in a while. I don't know if we do end up needing to go uphill. Yeah, I think this is the way right there. So let's just try to hold this heading as best we can. So rather than turning, I'm just dodging the trees, right? And I'll try to dodge back the same amount. Of course, there's an amazing number of them. Just check. Yeah. You can see that there's some kind of feature coming up ahead. No, is that just optical illusion? All right, let's check again. Yeah, no, that's about as good as I could expect. Again, I'm trying to be very careful about no real idea if it's straight after you do all that zigzagging, but would be nice if you had a compass heading. I mean, they did have compasses back in 1870. Or whatever year we're in. Right, now at some point when we get around here, maybe a little bit further down, we're going to need to turn. Right, so I think I'm going to start turning very gradually. Oop, I can see that we're coming up on the hill here. So, yeah, I don't know where we're at on that arrow, which is relatively large. Yeah, now are we facing? Yeah, pretty good. I mean, I stopped my turning a little bit because we were hitting that hill right there. All right, let me go a little bit further. Straight. I think I'll take a slight. Right, to that tree, of course. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah, we're getting there. I'm not even trying to change this mouse. I almost wish I could lay this without even touching the mouse, you know? Just go straight as you can with this. The fact that we keep hitting trees is the unfortunate part. And even then, I'm trying to do like mouse or hits that just seem like they feel like I'm, you know, if I go that long over, that long back. I don't know if that works out, but. Let's check. I think I could see. Oops, see, I moved my angle just a little bit. No, we seem to be almost past that. Yeah, so I don't know exactly where the ironworks are. Guess we should just head right for the middle of the W there, right? That's about the middle of the word. Let's do a nice gradual. That wasn't very gradual, but. Yeah, I mean, that's no idea if we're going to hit it, but you know, I think all we could do is head down that way and find it when we get in the neighborhood. Yeah, no, I like this. This is a lot easier than than some of our other paths have been. Oh, is that it over there? I think I might have seen it. Let me back up. It's worth. Let's see where we're at. Nah, that's not going to be it yet. Let's just keep going straight as we can. Yeah. Well, the track behind us has to be at least reasonably straight. And I think part of the reason that I'm doing better is because I'm not messing with the elevations, right? This has been one level constant grade. As a matter of fact, let's even stop for a second and just redo it, right? Just so that we look at that. I almost think we see. I think I see it right ahead. Boy, that's getting to know your game. Yeah, might as well run it right up to the front door, right? So we don't lose track of it. Well, here we are at the ironworks. I did stop down here at one point, like in my other series, just because I had no idea really how the game worked. So I was running around and kind of getting the scope of things one day. And yeah, so here's where we drop off coal and the iron. I refuse to call it raw iron. Rawhide. Sorry. What do we got here? There's steel pipes over there and tools. Yep. Alright, so let's look at our map again and think about how we want to handle this, because it's not like stuff needs to come only from the ironworks to the oil field. In a sense, I think we need to now go up to the oil field. Actually, probably need to go to a refinery and find a way down from the refinery and then draw a line like pretty close to straight over to the oil field. If you look right above the word refinery, and I'm not sure how well you can see this on YouTube, but if you have the game, looks like there might be a bit of a ramp to come down. Maybe, I don't know, it just could be the way the map looks. But so I say we go to the refinery, because that looks like there's a hill, and I know the refinery is up a bit of a hill, actually a significant one. So let's see if we can't find a way down from the refinery that doesn't involve... Are we heading the right way? That way. But that went very well. I'm very happy. Now we got to cross the T in a sense. Not exactly a T because it's upside down, but you get the idea. Then we'll see what those two lines look like, and we can have pretty broad sweeping turns to tie them into each other. We don't have to, so when you're coming out of the ironworks, we can have a line that not cuts over this way, but cuts off a lot of the T, or some of the T. Yeah, this is a pretty good size hill. Okay, we're kind of going, not the wrong way, but we're going more south than we need to. Over this way. Now we're going way the wrong way that way. It's just... Yeah, that should be... Yeah, navigating in the woods is a thing in life. I grew up, it was a little more rural, but we had like a big acreage state park next to me that was, like 5,000 acres. So we used to go wandering in there. So you learn some skills as how to walk from one place to the other in the woods. But there was a juvenile detention center not too far at a school that was for, bad kids, reform school. Well, they would escape from the school once in a while. They were court ordered to be there. They weren't, they might have been a little violent, but wasn't too bad. But in any event, they used to talk about them being left or right-handed, where when they get lost in the woods, they would make a big circle to the right or the left. And they would literally go pick these kids up based on that. Like, oh, he's left-handed, he's going to show up over and such, there's a lot of times these were city kids that had never been in the woods, in their entire lives. They had no idea how to navigate and not go around in circles if they got into the wilderness. So keep that in mind. If you're ever lost in the wilderness, you really have to pick out a point in the distance like that mountain or anything and just reaffirm as often as you can that you're still heading towards that distant point. All right, well, here we are. Enough of those stories. We are at the refinery. So let's take a look. Not that it matters too much, but where do we... Not matters right this minute what we're doing. So we have... oil barrels. This is our output. I guess, okay, so maybe they appear up in here, and then this is going to be the thing that rolls them out, in theory, to our cars. Excuse me. All right, so I assume... Well, what does this thing need? It's going to need crude oil, steel pipes, and lumber. So imagine that this would be where the crude oil goes. You would think maybe we could improve those graphics, right? Like, how are you going to get it in there? I guess pumps were different. Imagine this is a time when, they really didn't have electricity to do any of this stuff. So, any of this stuff would have had to have been lifted up into there or whatever, I guess. Well, I guess you would have had steam pumps. But, how easy is it to get a steam pump working to pump this stuff? That would be kind of... It's not like you turn on the electric motor. Where are we dropping off this other? This it? I wouldn't think that would be it. The other side over here? Not seeing an obvious drop off. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, wait a minute. There's the obvious drop off. Steel pipes. We have another one of these tucked in situations. Fun, fun, fun. And this one's even worse in the sense that, look, you can only drop off like one, maybe two cars at a time. Maybe we could back them further in this way. But then I think the steel pipes are probably going to get piled up right here. Just for the fun of it, we'll cut down trees. Alright, so what I'm thinking of is, am I facing the right way? Yes, she's right up ahead. So we're up on this little bit of a plateau from where we were. And it looks like, you know, right up here. Yes. So is this the way? So, I mean, we can use this hill to go down, I think. We don't really know the height. Yeah, so we would probably come like straight in. That's not too bad, right? Come straight in this way. And then like straight down that hill. And then we'll find our bearings once we're down there. Right? Because this hill is almost... The side of that hill that's right up ahead where I'm pointing right now is almost facing right towards the oil field. All right, come on. All right, so let's go. Let's back down to even. Not really? Oh, because I did constant grade. I demolish that. Yeah, so, oh, there it is. Sorry, I wanted to do variable grade. We can leave this. Yeah. Am I looking? All right, so now let's do constant grade because we'll see if we can get this to go right down this side of this hill at a nice. That's -6. Let's. Let me see what straight is. Yeah, that's not straight, but let's. I want to try to hug this side of this hill best I can. To keep it at least. Yeah, it's taking me like way up here to do. I'll have to try to keep that to a 5 grade. Let me just do variable grade. This height doesn't matter too much, but let me go back till. Right, so I just brought it like right over to the side of the hill where, oh, super jump. Yeah, we'll try constant grade again. How are we looking with where we're facing? Yeah, see, we're almost facing right up to that oil field. Matter of fact, I even do want to keep going more towards this way a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. That little zigzag I'm going to take out later. Yeah, and I think we're actually getting to the level part, right? Yeah. Now the only bummer is I'd like to get that level. Let's come back out of this. Yeah, that's fine. Let's just go with this. We'll do variable grade, but hopefully that's not something we need. So now let's see, can we face right at the oil field without... I see there's a little bit of a hill on our right and a little bit of a hill on our left when we get further up there. Let's see if we could skirt the two of them right at this here. Oh, that's way too high. Never mind. Why was it looking so good and then turned so bad, right? I guess I could have... Never mind. Could have turned it down. Let's try that over again. Yeah, a little bit more up. So let's go down 3 and see if that... See, I don't want to turn. See, that's the mistake I was... Don't turn. Use the A and D to miss the trees, right? Yeah, there we go. So now... Go back to even, see what that... Yeah, see, I'm really wanting to turn with my... There we go. Stop. It's almost like when you're laying the track, you don't want to move your mouse. Yeah, see, this feels like it's a little bit... Yeah, there's that hill. We're going to miss it. Not quite. Yeah, I'm having to go over a bunch. Well, yeah, so I had to turn to miss that hill. See that? Well, yeah, do I want to head back with a little bit straighter? I think I do. And a little bit higher too, right? Because we're... All right, so if we could come back to this point, but let's go a little bit more out of the ground. That. Right, even if there's a bit of a turn in this, I think it's a little bit better. Yeah, see that's... Yep, 5 matched up very nicely. So we'll go back and delete this other one. So that should be, yeah, it's not going to make that much difference to your life, but I think we managed to make it just slightly straighter. Again, how much that matters. Probably only depends on your opinion. All right, last of those, I think it is. So I guess we can delete this little ramp. Yeah, we'll go back to the constant grade, but yeah, I still think we're facing the right direction, so let me. It's really hard not turning your mouse, right? Like, you know, using the A and D to get yourself back so that you're still heading in the same exact direction. You're just making little, you know, you're not changing your, hopefully you're not changing your angle too much. Let's see how good we did with guessing our height. We're definitely higher. Yeah, now at some point here, we probably want to turn this down to head for the F, right? Because right now we would hit the L or the D. All right, so let's go a little bit further. Yeah, we're definitely clear of that. So let's turn slowly. Even more will be fine. I think I even see it up ahead. I see something. I think I see something. It probably went too far. Oh, yep, there it is right there. Yeah, so this will be a little bit zigzaggy. But that's okay. I want to do two things about that anyway. All right, one is we can head back to our original path and then put this at that same height, right? Let's go take a look. Oh, well, let's take a look at our oil field while we're here. Looks like the tools. Yep. And beams. And this is where, well, where do we get crude oil? Well, is this, wow, so we could fill it up on either. See, this is what I would have expected more, some kind of system for draining it out on the other end. So I guess we pull up to either side of this or both sides. Okay. And I think that's all. Well, we do beams, steel pipes, and tools. So there's. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I went right past the. Oh. So really, we kind of want to be up. Well, we'll see. We want to be more up this way, right? So, like, we kind of want to take a. Be south of that E right there, and the south of the lettering would be better. I think a little straighter in. Then again, yeah, that because it's just we're not going to have like any other. It's going to come straight out here till it hits this other thing. I could see that other path off to my left. I'm hoping that we can just kind of scouting out this side of it to make sure we don't hit that hill before we hit the crossroad. The main road north and south. Yeah, we're heading towards something nicely. Yeah, that's looking good if we can repeat that and head right to that just south of the lettering. Yeah, that was almost perfect. Look at that. I'm getting good at wandering through the woods in this game. All right, so let's delete that. Right. And then yeah, we're going to head just this way once we... Yeah, I think we'll be fine with constant grade. I meant to hit M, I hit G, got rid of my thing. All right, so we meant to hit M. Right, and I think a little bit further up this way. Almost lay this out this way if we didn't run into the darn... Yeah, I think maybe just like this. Try it. Of course, there's a tree right 1 second as soon as we get into it. But let's make sure that didn't mess us up. I'm trying to hold this. Trying really hard not to use my mouse to change directions. That seems like how we're climbing. That's okay. We're constant grade. We can fix it. I was going to say, it felt like we were climbing. We're going down a hill. Probably not as much as I'd like. Yeah, let's start curling it down. That's okay, right? Because we're going to need a loop back anyway. Actually, no, that was actually really good. I got confused. It's certainly better than I was giving it credit for. Let's put it that way. Let's just hold the straight in, and then we can always... I guess we can do constant grade. It really doesn't matter for this kind of track laying. Let's just see where that... Yeah, that's kind of fine. All right, we're going to want to be on the other side of that, but, you know, we're going to loop around and all that kind of stuff anyway. So if this isn't exactly... I think that's going to be fine. So let's go up and delete this other one before it gets confusing. So the next step, and I may do this, just pause the video, will be to go redo the track on the other side to be the right height. And then... just cut down a bunch of trees, and then we could take a look. You know, I don't know if you guys want to watch me cut trees. I mean, I understand it's all part of a Let's Play, but that's hardly very exciting. And I don't know, we really haven't checked out my new method. I'm all happy about it, but we haven't actually seen that I made straighter tracks. All right, so this one, which I think is really well done. Yeah, and then the other question is, I guess we're going to need a crossing here. All right, so we're going to have to decide how we're going to do that. I guess we'll have to straighten it out even. Just plop it there for the minute. Not quite at 90-degree angles, right? So we'll have to work that out, but yeah, so how to best do this? I guess the best thing would be to just run up there with this height, and that kind of... Right, is that... Yeah. All right, just follow this. Because I think I can just delete this after the fact, right? Delete the one that's right on top of it. Let's see, before I go too far. Yeah. All right, well, let me go just redo this so that it's at this height, and then I'm going to come back and cut trees the whole way. Let's just take a look for your... So we've got $4,800, which I think, just to give you an idea, I think we had around $3,900 at the end of the last episode, so I hauled enough, 3 trips or so up to there that got me another $900 or in that ballpark. So I'm going to run along here and just replace this track. It seems pretty darn straight. And then we'll come back and we can look at what I've done exactly as far as did we make it as straight as we think. All right, talk to you guys in a minute or two. In case you were ever wondering what a field would look like in this game, I know they don't exist generally. And it cost us about $400. So I have my funds up there to show you guys how much we spent. So it's basically $2,000 to cut all the trees down that I just did. And part of that was about $400 for this. The path that goes down, so we're by the sawmill, just in case you guys didn't know. We're facing the sawmill right there. Right up there is where the line starts and then comes down, goes all the way down that way to the ironworks. So I was pretty generous with how I cut trees down. So from here to the ironworks cost about $1,000. And then the area between the oil field and the refinery, I think that was about $600, which makes sense if you look at the distances there. So grand total, including this field, is going to be about $2,000. All right, so now what do we need to do? Well, we need to... I like the way this looks. It really did turn out a lot better. Just don't touch your mouse. Go straight ahead. Dodge the trees with A and W, and you'll make much better, straighter things. So we might as well start up here and do a little bit of track laying. I don't think we're going to get it all done. We could maybe get towards the ironworks, but I also want to work out that intersection. So I think we should take our time and no real hurry here, right? We'll get down to there one step at a time. So I guess we need to delete a little bit of this. And probably that one too. And we'll go back one more just because we can. So we want to switch left with the thing on the right. I wonder if I could just attach that. No, never goes that well when you just attach that. See how it's embedded? So we're going slightly uphill there, I assume, or that's not what I wanted to delete. But yeah, let's delete some more of this back too, since we can't. There we go. Now we'll be able to. Yeah, that's probably just as well. I thought we were flat right through here, but. No, we do have a grade. So really, that height there is not going to be the height of all the rest of that, which is a bit of a problem because I started right here on this grade. Yeah, so let's go and fix that. So in other words, probably right where this switch is. Yeah, I didn't really necessarily mean to delete that one, but it's okay. So this switch would be the actual height. So let's take this. All right, well, Yeah, look how much different that is. That's a pretty good difference. We're going to slope this down like after we go to here. Right. All right, so now that'll all be the same height, which means that needs to change. Well, I guess I could just delete this. I'm just wondering whether there was some way to raise it in a sense without. I don't particularly want to leave it in there, but there's also no reason we can't just. It was a nice curve, but now that we don't have the trees in our way, maybe it's better. There we go. Good, close enough for now. Yeah, that is kind of high up, but I don't know. I guess it makes sense to keep it all sort of level. Now the question too, I don't want to get too jammed up in here. That's why I'm trying to be generous. Yeah, let's come down this way, almost to where our... Right, because I would like to possibly have a series of these turn-ins so that we can go in there further, right? Like I want this to be pretty darn straight. Yeah, so we have to stand down here. Can't really see with the shadows. Exactly where that is. I'm going to guess like that. Yeah, not too bad. Let's put a... See, what I'm thinking here is if this is pretty darn straight, we can add, you know, like a way to get into the rail yard right there. I might even want to fix this up one day. It's a little bit of a curve there, but like in other words, I think that this may all get redone as part of the grander plan. Let's clean that. Right. Yeah, we'll fix that up a little bit later when we're in the fix it up later mode. I guess we should fix this. I'm thinking we just give it like a 1% grade. Hopefully that's enough. I think let me do variable. And I think we're going to come out of here for a little ways flat, right? And then we'll 1% it. See where that... to there. Yeah, it should be not demolish. Just do regular rails. Take a little bit of turn. Pixel by pixel, we'll get there. All right, nice. Let's start over here. that level or is that down? I think it's close enough. The other thing I should try to do, I think, is maybe cut it over this way a little bit more. Won't hurt with the room thing. And we do want to, at some point, maybe try to cross this guy. All right, so let's demolish a little bit of that and that. Yeah, so this would be the height that this needs to come through at, which really is probably not a bad thing. All right, though I think that this is a little bit uphill. So can we get all the track out of there? I assume that's... All right, so this is higher. We're going to try to... I don't want to mess with that switch. Let's see if this is... That's a little bit bigger piece than I wanted to delete, but it is what it is. So what I wanted to do is try to take this level right over there and then see what it hits right behind me. All right, so we go from standing right in the middle. Again, this could change too. All right, see what level into here looks like. All right, so I'll do that. Let's might as well. I didn't really mean to do that, but missed. Does happen. All right, so now really want this to be like that. Come out. Oop, what did I do? Come out a little bit off of there at the level. Then do -1. Long. There it goes right there. So is that, you know, the thing I don't like about that is that we're feeding in and out of here. Right? I would rather have this whole thing at that other level. Now, why are we... Right, all of this is fine, but I really would rather have this... This is the level. I'm thinking we'd be better off lowering all of this, even if it means messing with that. To mention that this is a complete mess. All right, so particular. Yeah, let's see. See what this looks like coming straight in at this level. So we'll have this big box. It's all at the level. Well, there you go. That's where we would run out of level. We didn't quite go straight. Let's try straighter. Then the other thing is, do we really need to go in straight? Let me get it. There you go. You know, I can turn around and see. Yeah, so right here we could maintain. Yeah, that's really not bad. Matter of fact, I'm going to reverse that and take it right straight back. Because that's actually straighter with the track that's on the other side. Now, I don't know if it's. The other issue is crossing the 90 here, but. All right, so now let's get rid of like that. Probably making a complete mess of this, and certainly making a big, huge project out of redoing this. Where my intention was to, connect down there, get the coal going. But we're now. So why is this at a whole different height, right? So does that mean we have to? Let's just go see what's happening there. Constant grade. All right, we'll just see. Aha, so that's pretty much this being the height. Yeah, so let's get rid of. Yeah, that's just part of the slope right there. Unfortunately, that fill looked nice for a while, but alright, so now what we want is to keep that level. Oh, I can get rid of that, I would guess. Alright, so that definitely looks. Right, I don't want to get into changing it too much. Now, the problem we're going to have here is I don't know if we're going to make this turn, but let's go to get some more gravel in here. Either way. Because we can move this. We don't want to really move it, do we? Now, here's the other question. Do we even need this? Why would we come? Well, we need this for getting around here, but we could turn like there and go that way. Let's just see what happens if we try to put in rails again. Getting close to the end of the episode as well, so. We'll try to do. Yeah, so we really want to be like up here. And that's pretty tight, yeah, that's. So the other thing we could do is maybe move this further that way. Right? So that we'd have more room over here to make that turn, and maybe even make it like even more gradual and wider. So let's think about this straight away here, because right off the bat it's not totally straight, and then I'm questioning, should we turn it like sooner. All right, let's come right off of here. And this will be it. And we'll leave you with this thought. What are we going to do? All right, we're going to... That's getting to be awful high. I don't really know where I'm going in the sense of... Yeah, this is why this is that height. But I'm thinking we turn this into like a massive yard. All right, that works. You know, we could straighten things out and make them look a little bit different, but that would move that whole thing. And we could even go further, right? It's just a concept. Yeah, I might even go further. Not too much, but yeah, because I don't want the switching to be too far apart. Like, I do want it to be a little bit compact because it is a pain in the butt running out there. But I don't see any reason that this switch couldn't be moved further that way. That would give us a lot more room to curl down in that way. And even then, like, do we want to make one go this way? We'll have to see. We'll have to decide on what exactly. Do we make this like a big circle, or do we make it where the new main line is that way, right? Like, so if you come over from the log, you don't even come into here. You would come like around this way and then head out that way. All right, so this becomes the new main route that's like higher speed, like gradual turns. And then when you get into here, this would more be like the sawmill yard or something along those lines. All right, cool. Well, let me know what you think. Obviously, I plow ahead with these episodes, so it's probably going to be a case where I don't get your comments, but they're still interesting, and it's still all about learning. And even if I'm stumbling ahead of you guys, I do appreciate the knowledge for the next time we build something, even if it doesn't get put into this time. So there we go. So we have a big project just dealing with this, so I'd like to try to keep it not overcomplicated, but try to think it through as the future possibilities, and we'll see what happens here. All right, guys, I'll talk to you next time. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.